Good morning. John Augustine back again. Pope John Paul II's visit to Ireland in September 1979. What a great day it was. He came on an Aer Lingus plane titled St. Patrick, and it was over 1 million in the Phoenix Park. We were all in the area that we lived in, and it was very well organised, and there was trains from stations and various places that heretofore there was no trains from. They put on a great effort, and the Phoenix Park there was over 1 million people, and as the plane flew over, what excitement! He was in that plane, and we were there at that time, so we saw that, and it was a great big altar established with lovely sort of canopy and all the rest, but it was very well done. And Pope John Paul II arrived. What a cheer! It was one of the best visits I ever remember. The other one was President John F. Kennedy visiting in 1963. Great occasion. And he was assassinated later on that year in Dallas, in Texas. A conspiracy as far as we can see. But we're talking about Pope John Paul II and the great lift that the country experienced. Pope John Paul II had been in Poland where there was 3 million, and he set the stage with Solidarity, that trade union movement, with that great man that was in charge of it. And it put pay to the communists in due course, the foundation. Pope John Paul II had experienced slavery during the German occupation, and then just as bad with the communists from Russia. Evil incarnate they were. And the Germans destroyed Warsaw street by street and killed 200,000 innocent Polish people. What savages they were. They owe compensation right, left and centre to countries that they did such damage. Anyway, I want to be positive. I digress. It was a marvellous occasion, and there was beautiful singing, choirs, and Frank Patterson, the tenor, sung a couple of hymns. It was beautiful. I think Sweetheart of Jesus, and one about our Blessed Mother. And then I think Panis Angelicus. It was just absolutely, the day was lovely as well. Sunny. And Mass was celebrated by Pope John Paul II. And there was hundreds of priests there, bishops and you name it, they were all there. And then communion was given out. And there was enough priests to go to each section. And we all received Holy Communion. Oh, what a lovely day. What a beautiful day. As we wound our way home, we had to walk because there was no point. We had to visit one of the relatives which brought us home to our homes. So, and we had a nice big long walk. So, but we had seats, and when we were at the thing, there was chairs supplied. I don't know how they did all this, or did we bring our own stuff? I forget which, but I think there was chairs supplied. We were able to sit down, and I made sure to have a good view of all that was going on in the author. And then Pope John Paul II, when it was over, he came in we called it the Papal meal, and there was bishops with him and he come around each area. What a clap! And he visited other parts. There's a cross there now where he celebrated Mass, and a lot of visitors come from all over the world, and they're in tours in buses, and they're there. It's a pity Dublin Corporation haven't got something between their ears up here to supply some refreshments there. There's nothing there for tourists to sort of have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever they have, or a mineral and maybe a scone or something nice. It's extraordinary. They should be there for all these visitors, but I think we have a secular type of administration in this country that wouldn't know goodness if it hit them in the face. But plenty of visitors there. We were there ourselves, myself and my friend that we do the videos, and we did some videos there. What a great place! Oh, it needs some facilities for all these visitors coming from overseas. It even needs toilet facilities. What is wrong with the crowd that's supposed to be in charge? Would they ever wake up from whatever slumber they're in? Anyway, and Pope John Paul II went to Drogheda. He didn't visit the six counties because of the climate of fear up in that failed political entity. And he said Mass there, and hundreds of thousands were at that. And then he visited Knock Shrine in County Mayo and said a prayer at where the apparition was, because he was a great believer in that. And I think it saved him when he was trying to be assassinated on the orders of the communists. And the miraculous medal saved him. And he went to hospital, and because I don't know how they managed to do it, but the blood was contaminated that he was given, so it had to be done. I don't know what's wrong with him in Italy. Cardinal George Pell went in for a simple operation and died. Something wrong there. And then, as I say, Pope John Paul II visited Knock and laid the foundation for the Basilica. Now, I'd be in Knock fairly frequent, and I love the parochial church as was, where the apparition appeared. And then there's down straight from it, there's confessions, and then there's outside stations at the cross, and then there's station at the cross up on top with the crucifix around. And so you can say it up there as well. But I prefer to see the pictures. And there's lovely pictures as you go do it outside. Now, I always do it outside. But Basilica, unfortunately, it's not in the shape of the traditional church with the sign of the cross on it, straight, and then two pillars on the two places on the left hand side. It's kind of round, and I never liked those way of churches being designed. I like a straightforward cathedral with the shape of the cross. But however, it's there, and Pope John Paul II laid a foundation stone. Praise and blesses his holy memory. He's a saint now, of course. He was so good. He was such a great force for good in the world. Oh, we miss him. Yeah, I often invoke him in prayers. Would that there was more like him, especially in the present time. So there we are. I thought I'd say that I've already done the Eucharistic Congress. There's a great event at the court here in 1932. It gave us a great feeling of achievement and being on the world stage. People from all over the world at that. And many people, especially of Irish descent, coming from the United States and everywhere. And that great Cardinal in New York, Cardinal Timothy Doane, has visited Knock several times with a good plane load of pilgrims. Lovely. So there we are. That's the two events that give us all a great lift. And it's certainly in Poland. He gave a great lift to those people there that was persecuted for so many years by the communists and the Germans. They called them the Nazis, but they were Germans. They didn't come from outer space. Bye now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be doing some this evening. Bye now.